Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls, the Let's Play with Neo Rambler, the Prepared to Die edition. Unfortunately though, I prepared to mess up in this video, in that unfortunately when I did record this I forgot to actually turn on the microphone to record my commentary. So it's going to be a post-commentary video, and as you can see we're back in the Catacombs. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of dilly-dallying and wasting time because I can't even remember what I did, and I'm annoyed because when I do remember is when I did do this video. I was very pleased with it. You know, I actually made some good progress in the Catacombs. It all takes place in the Catacombs again, but I'd done well. I'd listened to comments, well I say listened to, I read comments. Yes, I listened to the words on the screen. Yeah, no, whatever. Point being is, yeah, I read the comments in the last video, and I learned quite a bit. And luckily in this video, or at least in some parts of it, I actually do act on it, which is good. So, I mean, from off the bat, if I can remember, I don't remember what I did, so this is going to be completely blind to me now. I might edit it down as we go along, because some of it is repetitious, so I might sort of like pause the video and jump it, so I might cut this down a bit because it is a 50-minute video originally, but because I can't remember what I did, I'm not really going to just sit here and go throughout the whole thing because it's going to be boring. But from what I can remember, I was able to do the backstab properly, because I think it was Oscar's comment who said to do the backstab, all you have to do is circle around an enemy and then you press the light attack button without pressing or holding onto the shield button, which is what I've been doing wrong all this time. So I was like, oh okay, and I do try it a couple of times in this video and I do get the hang of it. Not brilliantly, but better than I was. So I know how to do it now, so I did try it and it did work. So thank you for that, Oscar, for that comment. I have tried it and it does work, which is good. So we did that. What else? Oh yes, I learnt about kindling bonfires as well. I'd been doing it wrong all this time. I got told off for using humanity to heal myself in times of need. You know, somebody said, oh, it's a waste to do that. What you should be doing is when you get to a bonfire, if you haven't already, you need to kindle it. And to kindle it, all you have to do is just offer a humanity. I think you have to be in a human form as well. So that means that you can't do it when you're in hollow mode. You have to be in a human form. But I learned to do that, so I get from 5 Estus flasks to 10 Estus flasks, which is pretty gnarly. So I learned to do that thanks to the comments, and I had a go, and it did work. So thank you for that. I can't remember again who said that, but I know you know who you are. So thank you. I have tried it. It does work. I should do that in the future. Now, why the bloody hell am I jumping into a cop? Oh yeah, this bit. Cathera Lockhart, or Cat, I'm just going to keep calling you Cat, sorry. She said that this one-legged demon who I struggled terribly to fight. Now look, there's a thing behind him. I made a comment on that. There's a thing behind him. I never see what it is, but there's a thing behind him. I thought it was part of him, but it's not. It's an enemy that I've never seen before. And I don't really get a good look at him, sadly. This is where I suddenly go, ooh, what's that shiny thing behind him? And I wanted to have a look. You can see him. I don't know what that is. Don't get a very good picture of it. But it does start attacking. He's like, ah, look, electricity. Which can be deflected with the shield. That's a good thing. But yeah, I don't know what that was. But I never see it again after this. So either it's a rare enemy or it glitched or something. I don't know. But I never ever get a chance to see it properly, nor do I fight it properly. Well, we might see it properly. I don't know. No, not really, no, because I get completely KO'd by the one-eyed demon. But anyway, all I do is we have a look. We can't see it, so you might be able to see a little bit in the background. I don't know what that is. That's some weird-ass thing. Never seen it before. But anyway, what we do is we go inside this coffin. Now, what Cathera told me was in front of this demon dude is this open coffin, and you can interact with it by pressing A, and you enter the coffin. So I was like, oh, okay. So I entered into the coffin. Nothing happened for a while, and I thought, oh, right. Well, what I'll do is I'll activate the demon, then go into the coffin, and maybe the demon does something to the coffin. And that's what I thought here. But then, as you see in this magical cutscene, there's no demon here. So basically, all you have to do is get into this coffin and just wait. And then this happens, and it was really weird. Here's my feet. And then all of a sudden it closes, and I get hurt. Like, it sounds really in pain. Probably the ball helmet, the tusks getting caught on the ceiling. It's quite a big helmet, so it's probably that crick in his neck, you know. But anyway, yeah, you can go down this... you basically just sit in this coffin, this happens, and then you end up... you end up here. And I was like, okay, this is creepy. And it's called the Tomb of the Giants. So yeah, we actually end up in a new area, and I was like, oh, okay. So drunken Estus flasks. You can see I've kindled a bonfire, so I've got 10 now. I think I was talking about kindling the bonfire at the beginning, but whatever. Anyway, I was in this video, but I probably was originally. So yeah, I'm here, and I'm like, do I go on ahead? Do I not? I really am a bit apprehensive. I think I shouldn't do it. So I think I go back into the coffin again to see if we can actually go back the way we came. And you can. So you can actually teleport from here back to where we were in front of the big demon dude by this coffin. So yeah, I was told that it takes you to this area, which I'd forgotten was called the Tomb of the Giants, but obviously we'll come back here at some point in this video. Don't worry, I don't just go there and go, "Ooh, panic," and then leave again. I do come back. But there's something we can get from here, which is really neat, and I do get it at some point. And again, Kat told me about it, and it's really, really cool. Not very good at using said thing, but I might use it in the future. But it is a very powerful thing, so we'll show that later when I decide to actually go back in there and not be a coward. But considering how rubbish I am at this game, you know, well, there's what it is. So yeah, there you go. And then I get slashed by Demon Dude and I die. Yeah, pretty much straight away, which is a bit harsh. So I laughed my ass off in how stupid I was. Just like, yeah, get out the coffin, and then I thought, oh, that's nice. But I wasn't bothered because the souls I was going to leave wasn't necessary. I'd already leveled up. I think I leveled up a dexterity at this point. I think I put 1 up on my dexterity because I'm focusing on my dexterity now, leveling up wise, till that gets to 30. And then probably mess around with strength and endurance again. I might put a bit into health. I really should, but at the moment I'd rather be really buff. And I don't mind having not much health if I'm really buff. You know, it doesn't really bother me. Can get frustrating, but it's like, well, I prefer to have like high attack, defense, and stamina than health. You know, because that compensates for small health. You know, if you've got a high defense, then you lose less health in theory. But then again, there could be some enemies later that are very powerful that would, you know, that can just attack you and it goes past your defense or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, that's my plan for now in terms of leveling up. But anyway, get back on track. What I do now is I come back and I don't know if I go back in the coffin or whether I try to fight the demon dude. Because I think to myself that I could actually take him. So I'm wondering what I do here at this point. To see what Neo Rambler of the past is thinking. We don't really know what Neo Rambler of the past is thinking. I don't know what he's thinking of the time. I don't even know what I'm thinking of, like, in general, really, you know. Oh, I've gone into the coffin again. Okay, so I think I've decided to commit to going down into the coffin. I think at this point I'm like, oh, I think I have to activate the demon. But then I'm like, oh, well, maybe I just have to wait a long time. But I don't wait long enough, so I do activate the demon again. Not that it's necessary, and I don't think I get majorly hurt. And you can see that weird glowy ball enemy that we saw earlier behind the demon dude is no longer there, and I don't know where he's gone. So I guess he might occasionally turn up there until you kill him. A bit like those little creatures with the gems on the back of them that if you kill them you get the shards, but you have to be quick. It might be something to do with that. It might be like a more deadly version of that. I can't remember. But whatever. Anyway, that's not the point. The point being is I'm in the coffin and I'm thinking to myself, alright, let's go and explore the Tomb of the Giants. Why not? Let's see what's down there. You know, this is the stage where I was like, I was going to do it. So yeah, I think I skipped through this cutscene. I think I'll watch it again, actually. Yeah, you can skip this cutscene. You don't have to keep watching it to go down to the land of the land of the giants, the Tomb of the Giants. Once probably was the land of the giants, but no longer. You don't have to do it, but we do skip it later. But yeah, no, I go back down here and I have a look, and because I just thought to myself, you know, I might as well, because you know, why not? You know, there could be some goodies. So here we go. We have a quick wander around. Let's see what past Neo Rambler does with his wanderings. He's holding his shield up, which is just, you know, usually a safe bet. I would do the same thing as present Neo. I'm going to have a wander over there. There's nothing there, Neo, you blind idiot. Oh yeah, big scary thing in a tomb, in a coffin thing. Probably a tomb or some sort of sarcophagus. I'm like, oh, that's pleasant. You know, I'm like, oh, I was a bit nervous about it, but nothing seems to happen at first, so I was like, oh, well, I'll just ignore it then. I'll say, okay, bye, see you later, and then just wander around for a bit. So I do, and it turns out it's a very, very small area. There's not actually a lot here apart from that coffin, so I thought, oh, maybe it's just a a hint at what's to come, because I forgot what Kat said about coming down here. Like I said, you can get an item down here if you know what to do, and I'd forgotten at this point what to do to get said item. Hold on, I might remember now. Yeah, here we go. I remembered now. So yeah, there's basically a sarcophagus grave lord down here. I don't know what it is or who he is, other than some sort of undead thing. And I was thinking to myself, should I do it? You know, because I couldn't remember what I got out of it. I was like, oh, and you press to pray, and you have to enter the covenant or leave. So at this point, I was like, oh, do I want to enter a covenant? I was a bit unsure, and then I was like, yeah, why not? So it says abandons former covenant, but we haven't joined one yet, and I got an achievement, yay! And there we go. So we join the sarcophagus Gravelord, or Gravelord sarcophagus thing, and we get the Gravelord sword and a miracle, the Gravelord sword dance. And I was like, oh yeah, that's what Kat was telling me about, because yes, this place has this sarcophagus, and you can get this Gravelord sword, and it's a very big weapon. It's really meaty. Like, I really like the look of it. I think I show it off at this point, so I'm like, ooh, what's this Gravelord sword look like? So yeah, we're gonna go and find it. There it is. And I was looking at it thinking, oh, it's much heavier and it has a lot of strength compared to my dragon sword. So I thought it's probably a two-handed blade, you know. I mean, I've got enough strength to hold it in one hand, but, you know, it's probably going to be really slow. So anyway, I switched to it. There it is. And as, yes, you can see there, you have to put it over your shoulder. It is a two-handed blade that I can hold with one hand. And it's very, very slow, this sword. It looks beasty, though. Like, it reminds me slightly of... it reminds me slightly of a form of Soul Edge from Soul Calibur, just a little bit. I don't know why, but it does. They're not completely though, because Soul Edge was like a more reddy, fleshy, swordy thing with eyes all over it. But I don't know, it just reminded me of that. But I thought, oh, that's really cool. That's really neat. And the one thing I did say actually at the beginning of this video, I've just remembered. I can't remember who said it. I think it was Dragon Basti. Or Dragon Basty, I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I apologise if I've mispronounced it. I tried to leave the Covenant as well at this point on a side note, but you can't. You have to stick with it. And then I was like looking into the Eye of Death. I'm like, oh, you can offer an Eye of Death. And, oh, excuse me. Professional yawning. Apparently, yeah, the Eye of Death, you can summon people here to kill, I think. So in other words, it's like, or you can invade other people's places, I think. No, you lure people over here to attack. I'm not sure, but you can. It's an online thing. I don't bother with it, but I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. So yeah, but anyway, I'm like, oh, okay. So I decided to sort of like keep the Gravelord sword. But yeah, as I was going back, it was Dragon Basty who said that you can actually be weighed down by your equipment load, which I'd forgotten about. And basically, if you have two swords equipped in your two slots, like I have at the moment, the Gravelord sword and Dragon Basty sword, even though you're not using the other sword, it actually still counts as your equipment weight, and it slows you down. So I didn't know. I forgot all about that. And I was like, oh right. So I was told to de-equip two swords. You know, just use the one for now. Oh yeah, and here we are trying to attack the demon, see what the sword is like. But ultimately, I miserably do a very poor job of it. But anyway, as I was saying, yeah, no, if you haven't got equipment you're not going to use, then just de-equip it, because then it's less equipment load on you, and you move faster as a result. And I had noticed that once I only carried the one sword, and I go back to the dragon sword for a while. Yeah, you move a lot faster, so I was like, and then therefore you can attack a bit faster, and you can react a bit faster. So thank you for that, Dragon Basty. I did do as you said, and yeah, it works great. So yeah, so that was done at some point. I mean, I don't think I really make a point of it now, but I am aware of that fact. So you know, in future videos that will be a thing to do. And I get killed here because I was clumsy and a bit silly. But I was trying out the sword, you see. But again, I wasn't upset. Oh, sorry, tired, busy, yawning, eating heavy stuff. Not at the moment, but I have been. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the Gravelord sword is very slow, but it's actually quite powerful, and I forgot actually, as a sword, if you hit an enemy with it a couple of times, it actually poisons them, and what you can do is the poison damage stays with them, and you can, like, if you're having trouble with an enemy, you can just smack it a few times with the Gravelord sword, poison it. You might have to hit it a few times depending on its poison resistance, and I know there are some enemies that are immune to poison, but there's not many. You can just smack it a few times till you know it's been poisoned, and then you can just like walk away and leave it, and the poison damage will stay, providing you don't, you know, go to a bonfire and kindle it or anything like that, or just go to a bonfire and rest at it. And it's really, really cool. But I never really got a fully chance to use it, so I'll try and use it in future videos and see what happens. Maybe we'll have a go against Fred the Dragon. You never know. Or Fred the Drake, sorry, I should say. But anyway, so yeah, that's that. So we don't really use it that much in this video, but I will do in the future. Now here was what Wabberjack WTF was saying about the blacksmith, because in the last video I couldn't find this blacksmith he was referring to. Down in this area, in the Catacombs, there is a blacksmith apparently, and I couldn't find it. And he told me again in the comment section. He said, "You did, where you went wasn't where you found it. What it was you meant to go to the bottom of that stairway that we were just at. We saw that corpse just below a few seconds ago with an item on it. Yeah, you got to carefully jump down there along the platforms, and then what that does is that takes you to the underpass." And the underpass is, well, it's not an underpass, but it's a type of underpass. And from there, you can access the blacksmith. So I was trying to work it out. I was saying here, I was jumping in the wrong areas and stuff like that. But I'd worked out from Wabberjack's comment. It was a little bit hard to understand because the English wasn't brilliant. But that's no fault of Wabberjack. Just me being really crap. But I managed to deduce it. And I think, I think he means that stairway, because I was getting confused with the stairway we just jumped down from. It's the other stairway. Now, at some point, we will go down and check that out at this point in this video. Probably not straight away. At this point now, I decided to have a go at fighting the demon dude, because I realised that he can't... this dude, I still haven't beaten him, by the way, so I might cut ahead of here in a sec. But this demon dude, he is burly. I got very close to beating him, actually. I just slipped up towards the end, so I probably could still have a go at him. I just can't be asked. Like, I have a go, and I think I try about 3 or 4 times, but I won't make you watch them. I will skip ahead. Anyway, so yes, yeah, I'll probably cut this battle a little bit in a few minutes' time, but I just thought I could probably take him out. I thought, he's got a repetitive attack pattern. He likes to jump around, as you can see. He's probably was a former trampoline or trapezist or whatever they call it in the day. He's only got the one leg, bless him, and yet he's really trying to show that he's still an acrobat of his time. He's saying, hey, look, I've got one leg and I'm a bit rusty, but you know what, I still kick ass. I can still do the jumps and the flips and the swinging, and I've got to give him credit. He does a really good job. Look at that. I mean, I couldn't do that, and I've got 2 legs. Look at this chap swinging away. I mean, I've got to give him kudos. That's part of the... I don't really want to kill him, actually, looking at it back now. You just think to yourself, this dude's really trying hard to prove that you can do anything, even if you're partially disabled or something bad happens, or just disabled in general, really. I don't know if that was offensive or not. I apologise. I mean well. Just that it doesn't really matter. You can accomplish so much. And this guy here killed me so many times. That eventually I gave up on him. So we will come back to him, and we will give him the fight of his life, and we will kill him, sadly. But he shows that you can do anything, And this guy, or this demon thing, he hasn't even got a head. I mean, look, he's got no head whatsoever. He's just got like a flat piece. It's incredible what these things can do. We'll finish off watching this fight, and then I'll cut to afterwards, what I decided to do afterwards. Because there's a bit more to do in the Catacombs that I did in the end. I won't spoil it now, we'll get to it in a minute. But yeah, I didn't mean to actually stay here as long as I did. I was going to sort of explore what Cthulhu Lockhart told me to do, and then carry on with the main plot, but I got a bit caught up. And I'll tell you, there's a reason why I got caught up, and I'm quite chuffed now. It was by accident. I didn't know it went that way. Maybe it was going to go that way anyway, I don't know. But I was chuffed. But I died a lot doing it, I didn't get too frustrated. Except a little bit later on, but actually no, overall I don't think I did get that frustrated, to be honest with you. Well, we'll see, because I've got to watch it back anyway, and you'll see for yourself, and I'll be able to go, oh my god, Nir, what the feck are you doing, mate? But I think the strategy with this guy is just get him in the doorway, slash him a few times, and then just lure him back to the front. And then when he starts doing his electric attack, you can probably, if he's close enough, slash him a few times. It's a long, grueling fight, unless you're strong or maybe have a divine weapon or something, or just high level, really. But I think I could beat him. I think I can still beat him, but I just didn't succeed. I was careless. I got very close, though. This might actually be the opportunity, but I got very, very close, because I got his attack pattern down. But the problem is when he does the double swing. So when he swings once or twice, there's an attack he does either straight afterwards, in other words, he does a third swing, or he does this third swing, like now. Oh, no, not this one. My apologies. When is it? It's that swing there. That swing there is really powerful and really can knock a lot of stamina off. And it's hard to judge when he's going to do it. I'm sure there's a tell in there somewhere. That's the one. Sorry, there's the swing. The one where he comes crashing down your head, does the most damage, drains the most stamina. Again, there might be a tell when he's going to do it before he even does it, like in his attack pattern. But I couldn't figure it out. As you know me, I'm a complete idiot. But yeah, I mean, you know, we will come back to him. We will. So yeah, I might just cut here actually, because obviously I'm just going to die, and you've already seen it before. So what we'll do is I'm going to stop now. I'm going to cut it, and we'll jump ahead, and we'll get to the next exciting thing that happened. Because a few things do happen in this that I was proud of. Nothing major, but you know, enough for me to go, hey, I'm actually getting the hang of this, you know. But yeah, so I shall be back in a sec after edit. Oh, I've died now. There we go. That's perfect timing. I've died now. So I'm going to cut ahead now to after this, when I've given up on this, and we move on to something else within the Catacombs. So back in a bit. Okay, so at this point I decided to give up and run away from him, and he's firing electric bolts and stuff, but I was like, I'll come back to him another day. So yeah, at this point I decided to go this way instead. I don't know why. I probably forgot what actually happens in this area. As you can see, there's a couple of, about 3 skeletons and the explodey heads. Luckily though, the explodey heads tend to knock them out straight away, but I forgot they come back to life, these ones. There is a necromancer about, and I was like, oh bugger, you know, why am I fighting them again? I thought, oh yeah, it's a necromancer. So what I was trying to do at this point was knock them all out and then run past them. And I think, yeah, here we go. So I run past them, and I'm like, right, okay, let's get past them. Let's try and get ahead of this area and see, you know, if we can make any progress, pretty much. I mean, we've already done it once before, maybe twice before, but I kept dying, and I think on this attempt I might end up dying again. I get ahead. I was like, yes, I'm still alive. I'm still going, and there's a gateway there. I think I actually end up going through it. Yeah, I do. I go through it in the end. I'm like, oh, wonder what's through this gateway, thinking there might be a boss or something like that. But there isn't. It's that bridge. Remember that bridge that you have to get a lever to turn it round, and then as we tried to cross it before, it turns around automatically because the guide pulls the button. Yeah, that's that bridge. So basically we found that portal area that we could have got to had I got across the bridge, you know, earlier on, and I messed it up. So I think at this point all I do now is I go back to try and get those souls that I'd lost. Although I think overall I end up losing them. So you can see them over there. I hadn't actually bothered or thought at this point to go back to where the bloke was and pull the button again, because, well, you'll see later why I should have done but didn't. So I end up going round and taking the long route across that bridge. I really didn't need to. But anyway, we'll come back to that later. So yeah, I'm going to skip ahead again now, because this bit's just me trying again to get the souls, and it's not really that interesting. And then, yeah, we'll see what else I did, because I completely forgot, although I know, again, I made some progress. So back in a bit, hopefully, with some more progress. Well, I know I will make more progress. I did, so not hopefully about it, with more progress. Anyway, back in a bit. Okay, so at this point, I'm not dying, but I ended up going to investigate what Wabberjack said in the previous video's comments about this blacksmith, because I realised where to go to get it. And I pick up a green titanite shard on the way down. I accidentally fell down here. I didn't mean... I was going to fall down, but I accidentally fell down this far, you know? You can see there's a skeleton dude down there who's like, oh yeah, I'm still agile and spinning around and all that stuff. And there's another hole there, so I was like, oh, he's jumped down there too. But I thought, well, I might as well jump down there. And then yeah, this happens. We've got a bit of a cutscene coming up. So at that point, I get attacked by a skeleton who disappeared in the cutscene, then came back and stabbed me. But that dude, I actually thought that was the semi-boss fight that I was been told about that I could possibly fight. But it's not. It isn't at all. And that skeleton died there, so he's no longer within the realms of the necromancer. No, this is the blacksmith that I was told about. So thank you very much, Wabberjack. I realised where you meant, and yeah, here he is. So let's have a chat. So at this point, I think I have a look at reinforcing weapons, and I do reinforce weapon at this point, interestingly enough. I can't remember which one it was. We'll find out. Go on, Neo. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh yeah, I reinforced the Knight Shield a couple of times to see if it's the same strength as the regular Black Knight Shield, which it is. So it's basically the same shield but with a different design. I don't change to it yet. I might change to it later, but I'm going to keep the Black Knight one for now. And then yeah, we see what he has for sale. Now he has some really cool things. He has Titanite shards, which could be useful, although I seem to be farming them for now. But he does have, for 2,000 souls apiece, a weaponsmith box and an armorsmith box. So what this means is that if you buy them, then at a bonfire you can actually reinforce and reinforce your armor and or reinforce your weapons. So I end up talking to him for a little bit, so I won't interrupt at this point. It's a bit of a grouchy one. He thinks I'm righteous, bless him. So yeah, that's the end of the dialogue. It doesn't go any further than that. But yeah, at that point I thought, oh, I need to get some souls because I could buy those armor box and the weapon box, and that means we can reinforce our weapons and reinforce our armor at a bonfire, which is pretty neat. It means we won't have to bother going to a blacksmith unless they got something to sell. So anyway, I go down here thinking, oh, what is here? And I suddenly realise, oh god, it's the abyss bit area we landed in the last video after we fought the knight. And we have the dreaded wheelie skeletons, who actually end up turning to be really easy to defeat. And at this point onwards, I actually found them really easy to beat. I was generally afraid of them because they can be really nasty. If you get caught off guard by them, you're dead. But actually, they're quite easy to dodge, and I'm not even really doing a good job dodging them because I'm holding the shield button, but they're easy to dodge. And once you've dodged them, they get themselves stuck in a corner, and you can just slash away at them. And now, because I've got such high strength in the dragon sword, they're really easy to kill, and they give you 400 souls apiece, and they're brilliant. So I had renewed confidence. I was like, oh my god, the wheelie skeletons are actually pretty easy. All I've got to do is try and take them on one at a time. You know, don't get flooded by them, because they will be deadly. And we could probably do this area. So I sneak up on this one, trying to think, oh, I can stab him in the back, but he turns around because he's wise to the old ways. And he's like, I'm going to run towards you, and then wee, wheelie, 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 wee. And he flubs up, and I just kill him. They're really easy to kill. So I felt a bit disappointed, really, because I was really dreading these wheelie skeletons. But again, they're not too hard to kill. I think because of my high strength and stats, that's what makes it easy, plus the dragon sword as well. But yeah, they were really straightforward. I thought, oh my god, I can make actual progress. So I spent some time here just killing the wheelie skeletons pretty much. And feeling pretty good about it. And again, they give you 400 souls apiece. At this point, I'm like, oh, I've got 2,000. I can go buy either the weapon reinforcement box or the armor reinforcement box. But I decided to carry on taking out the skeletons, although unfortunately we do get 2 here. But I just think, oh, I'll try and kill both of them at this point. I don't think I killed the one, but the other one gets away. But he misses me. Now, I foolishly try to attack them while they're wheeling away. You want to wait for them to stop, because if you try to attack them while they're still spinning, they will hurt you. So that was a bit of a bummer. But at that point, I was like, oh my god, I've got enough souls. So, you know, we were like, yay. And then, look, there's a party of wheel skeletons. Look at all their corpses. And I was like, oh my god, it's a really good party. And I nearly committed suicide after that. But still, at this point, I'm like, oh, we've got to buy some equipment. So, or do I reinforce a weapon? No, I buy an item. Here we go. So I was tempted to buy a Titanite shard, but again, I was like, no, not bothered. I bought the weaponsmith box, so we can reinforce our weapons now at a bonfire, which is pretty neat. Well, I will do. There we go. So now we don't have to bother going to a blacksmith to do that, which is really handy. And then I think I paused here for a minute. I don't know why. I was talking about something, I think. Probably something really unimportant. And then back. Oh yeah, I was dicing about getting a Titanite shard for 800 souls. I don't think I do. I think yes. Good old past Neo decides not to bother. I repair my equipment though, just because you might as well. I don't think it ruins the stats. It's just you don't want it to break. That's all. Because if it breaks, you're in trouble. But that's it really. So yeah. See, now it says modify equipment, and I accidentally clicked on this, and it turns out because I've got a green Titanite shard, I can modify the longsword +5 into a fire longsword. And I was like, oh. That's burly. So, okay, it loses a bit of attack strength, but it gains fire damage. And I thought, oh, should I do that or not? you know, it's only 200 souls, so I go for it. I'm like, oh no, I've got a fire longsword and an actual enchanted weapon, not a divine weapon, but an enchanted one. I was like, oh, that's brilliant. So I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, he says some things. He's got really weird voice acting there. I don't know if that's my laptop doing it, or he just has a terrible voice actor, or not the voice actor, but it's like a terrible quality, but it doesn't really matter. But I quit the fire longsword. I'm thinking, oh, alright, we'll give it a go. I thought, you know, this might be quite decent. You know, it's worth the investment, plus I get to experiment a bit. It may be that really I shouldn't have bothered doing that, but I thought, oh, why not, you know? So yeah, so I thought, oh, God, I've got a new fire sword. Things are really coming together. I feel really happy. There's a couple of heads here that will explode, but they're really easy to dodge, really. It's like, oh no, we blew up because we're exploding heads, you know, and then Shambazu! Boom! And, you know, he's, you know, showing off, but he's dead. Anyway, dodge him, and I thought, oh, let's go up here, let's explore! We can now. So I slow down and take it easy and go through a wall. There's a skeleton archer there. There's a couple of skeleton archers there. And a necromancer! Kill the necromancer! Kill him! Kill him good! Just fry him! Fry him tonight! And I did, and he dies. And I was like, yes, we killed a necromancer. And I thought, brilliant, it means those skeletons now that keep coming back to life will not. This is good. I found another one. I was very happy. By accident, but it worked. And the fire longsword, it ends up not doing as much damage as the dragon sword, really. At this stage, I suppose after some reinforcement, it could be pretty powerful. It ends up not being that powerful for the weapons we've got, but it's fast, which is a good advantage, but I do end up switching out later. But anyway, that's then. So I thought, oh, killed necromancer, even better, you know, oh my god. And I think this area is actually full of skeletons. No, it's not. It's a broken wall. And I thought, oh, well, we're back at the night area, you know, the area where the night was. I thought we can kill these skeletons now because they should never necromancer bring them back to life. So I attempt to kill them. I don't really do a very good job of it, but you know, they're boyfriends, like I said. You know, I feel bad, but it's the longsword. The longsword doesn't do as much damage as I thought it would do. Also, I forget to use the stabbing attack, which probably would have done a lot of damage to them. Just flailing around like a madman. Oh no, I do a stabbing attack there, and it kills them, and they die. And I was like, oh my god, progress! I thought, damn it, if only I'd done that before I fought the knight, you know, would have made it a lot easier. But hey, that's the point of this game, you know. You got to explore and do things your way. I guess the game will, you know, adapt to your terrible playstyle Neo, which I have. But anyway, it does. So yeah, I was like down here, and I thought, oh, we're back here again where we were the wheelie skeletons, and I thought, oh, this is gnarly. Now, there's two items over there in the distance you might have seen on corpses. I was thinking, how am I going to get to them? So I decided to go the other way, basically, because there's another exit down the other side of this abyss area, as I call it. I don't know what the actual name for it is, but yeah, I thought, alright, then we're going ahead. I thought, how am I going to get these items? And I was like looking around, and you know, you can see, oh, there's a ledgy thing. It looks like I've got to fall down, you know. And then I remembered somebody in the comments saying, if you fall down from a certain bridge just right, you can get those items. I was thinking, oh yeah, somebody said something about that. Oh, I can't remember what to do. So I thought, I'll go up here. I thought, no, I'll explore that later, which we do. So anyway, I go up here, and I'm all bravado. I'm like, yeah, I'm kick-ass and badass. And I'm like, oh, there's a thing here. Oh, is this the boss fight? And I didn't know whether it was the main boss or the semi-boss fight. But I thought, no, hang on a minute. Somebody said in the comments, if you go past the wheelie skeletons and you go past this bit, it's the semi-boss fight. So I thought, oh, God, then why not? I said, I've only got 1793 souls. We can lose them. It's not the end of the world. So we go across, and then I thought, oh, no, it's just a passage. You know, nothing special. You know, it'll phase away. Because if it's just a passageway, that misty thing goes away. But it doesn't, as you'll see. And there's like this weird area where I'm like, oh, there's nothing down there, but I thought, oh, I don't recognise that area. And I noticed the fog hadn't disappeared, which implied, ooh, something's going to be down there, isn't it? So I was like, do I jump down there? Do I not? Do I try walking on the edge? Turns out I can't walk on the edge, so I thought, oh, I'm going to have to go down there. And I thought there's no easy way to actually get down there. You just kind of have to fall down, which I did. Yes, they look very shocked and surprised I actually made it down here. I can't blame them. They're like, wait, you're supposed to ring the bells before you come down here. And this is the sub-boss. This is the sub-boss. I recognise him from an LP. And I thought to myself, oh, he's really easy. I could beat this guy. He's actually pretty straightforward. But I died straight away, as you can see. So yeah, so he's not that easy. But I remember in an LP I was saying, oh, it's not really a good boss fight. You can really easily kill him. And I think what it is you just have to go and attack the guy straight away. And if you do, then... or you get behind him or something when you avoid his first attack. And when you do, then... he's actually pretty straightforward. I don't fight him again after this, but I might do in the next video. But I did say, oh, if there's any advice or anything you can give me in the comment section, please do. But I'm pretty sure, from memory, he's not that hard if you do something right. He's quite straightforward. You just got to be quick on the mark, that's all. And if you are, then he's all right. So anyway, yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough. I don't really know what I do after this point. It's obviously kill a few skeletons, as you do. I think I was trying to find out what to do at this point. I don't know if I end up trying to get the items that we saw earlier in the underpass, or whether I try to go back to the blacksmith. I can't remember, but I think I nearly die here. If not, I do die. We'll see. Go on, Neo. Go on, past Neo. You can do this. Yeah, you get a heal, and then oh no, they slash you, and then I think I end up killing them both. So I was very happy. I was a bit nervous at that point, but I thought, well, if I die, I die. You know, again, it's only 2,000 souls. I think at this point I change as well. I go to the Drake sword again, so I don't use the fire sword from now on. But I was like, it's still a good sword. But the Drake sword, although it's a little slower, does more damage per hit. It's a better sword. So yeah, so I think I'm making my way back now to the blacksmith. I think. I don't remember. What are you going to do, past Neo? Are you going back down there, or are you going to... No, he's going back up. Alright, okay. Obviously I've got a different agenda going on here. I can't remember what it was, though. Might have been that I was trying to figure out where to jump off to get those items. I don't remember. Let's find out. Go on, past Neo. What are you doing? Okay, you're going back down there. Fair enough. That's alright. That's going back to the bridge. Maybe I end up pressing the button at this point to... Oh no, I am looking for the items. I'm looking now for a way to jump down safely to get the items. That's right. And then I realised that if I go back to... Oh, hello. If I go back to where I was with the stairs, you can actually jump down and get those items pretty safely. I was like, oh... Well, it's a bit of a gamble, but why not, you know? So I think I end up going back on myself. I can't remember at this point whether I choose to flick the switch for the bridge. I think I do. I do! Very clever, Neo. Well done. I decided to, like, think, oh, maybe I have to get the bridge to go back to being flat. Oops. And then, oh no, I go to the bonfire first. That's right. I go to the bonfire to rekindle and stuff and rest, because I made a bit of progress, or I don't know, I was just being stupid, whatever. Point being is I was like, oh, okay then, yeah, let's have a rest, and then I'm back up again. Yeah, that's good. Toasty bonfire makes me nice and toasty. My humanity was used up. Was it to kindle? Oh, no, it was to reverse hollowing. I reverse hollowing for some bizarre reason. But that's okay. I don't know why I did that. I just think, I'm trying to get used to doing that now, because I think, if I get invaded, I get invaded, you know. At this point, I was like, I got nothing to lose. Why not? So yes, I do go back to where this bald-headed chap was, which I probably have messed up now because I've joined a covenant. I think he might, supposedly, because I actually told him I wasn't part of a covenant. Apparently, that was the right thing to do. He can be quite helpful later on. But now I've joined a covenant, I'm not sure if I've messed that up. I might have done. Who knows? Who cares? Anyway, I was like, the bridge is done, so I thought, I better race across real quick. Race. But it turns out it doesn't flip over because the guy's not there to pull the switch. So I was like, oh! So I thought, the bridge is permanently this way now, which it is, as far as I'm aware. So I thought, right, okay, how do I get this item then? I thought, where do I jump? And I think, yep, here we go. Boink! I jump down here, and I end up back, actually, where I was before. All this time I was like, thought I was being clever, but no, I ended up back in this stupid area. So I thought, maybe we can jump down here to get the item, you know? And you can. I think. Anyway, yeah, I do. I just go for it. Lose a bit of health. Maybe there was an easier way to do it, but I get an item, large soul of a nameless warrior. There's someone to summon there, which is interesting, but I don't. But I look at it and I think, he's a nice burly chap. Look at him. With his fancy armour and all that, you know. I was like, maybe later. I thought, if it's having him now, but he looked pretty burly. I thought, okay. But I said, I'm a lone wanderer. I don't tend to do online stuff. Yeah, I'm weird like that. So yeah, I thought, I'll leave it for now. So anyway, I was very carefully jumping down. I thought there's some wheelie skeletons have spawned back there. And I get some outfit, get priest outfit with a holy robe, travelling gloves. Don't really use it, but I'm like, that's neat. Fair enough. It might be useful later, but I only think if you're you've got high enough faith or intelligence and you've chosen to be a sorcerer or whatever it is, a wizard even, or I don't know, someone who does miracles, it could be useful. But anyway, point being is, I'm like, ah, well, sod it. Let's kill the wheelie skeletons, try and get 2,000 more souls, because there's a few souls down here to grab. Get the other item off the blacksmith dude, the reinforced armour. I can't remember if I do at this point. I think I did get a humanity, which was nice. I think I do flub it up at this point. Let's see. Go on past Neo. You can do this. Go on. Take them out. They're not that difficult. Ow. It's fine. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it if you bread and butter it. And I was like, oh, I'm nearly dead. But luckily, they ran away, and I'm not dead yet. I swear to God, I flub it up at this point. I'm sorry to ruin it, but it's memory. Oh yeah, I do. Do I? Oh no, not quite. Is he gonna die? Oh no, I used the flask, and then he's alive. Come on, what am I gonna do here? Am I gonna beat him or not? I was confused. Well, he died. Oh no, another one comes up. And I think... I'm not sure. Yeah, I died. I was really like, oh bugger, I used the feckin' Estus flask at the wrong point, I was like, oh god damn it. So yeah, that was a bit of a silly error on my part. But I thought, oh well, whatever's, it happens. It happens. I wasn't too bummed by it, I don't think. I can't remember actually if I was or not. But as you see, the bridge is kept as it was, so I was really happy about that. Not sure what I do at this point. Let's see, Neo. I don't know what I do at this point. Oh, I come back this way. Oh yes, I come back here because I think, oh, the necromancer's gone. That's right. I thought, oh, I can take out these skeletons. That's what I was thinking. And I tried to take out the skeletons, and they don't die. Look, they come back. Look. Hang on. Wait a second. Wait for it. No, their eyes are still glowing. So I thought, oh, but I thought I killed the necromancer that stopped them from coming up. Oh no, I was mistaken. There's another necromancer to kill. I was like, oh, shite. So I go through here, and I realise I thought this area that I came to earlier was not the case. Well, I have come to this area earlier, but it was a complete... I got mixed up at this point. I thought I'd already been here and got rid of the necromancer, but I hadn't. So I thought, oh shite, I'm a dead man. So I was running and running and running and running. There was a big burly skeleton there. I was like, oh crap. And I ended up back at this tomb where I got an item before. I think it was the Eye of the Dead or whatever it was. And I was like, shit! Look at that amazing dodge though. I dodge him, and I'm like running away, and I'm thinking, fuck, just keep going. Mind my language, but still keep going, just keep running. Let's see, maybe we'll find something secret. I was really lost at this point. I thought, oh shit, this place is bigger than I thought, What am I going to do? And yeah, they come back. There's a necromancer! I was like, oh my god, there's a necromancer! There he is! If I kill him, if I can just kill him, then I can explore this area, So I go up this ladder, and I'm like, right, okay, I'm up the ladder. There's nothing up here, and I thought, right, I'll go in Estus Flask. Now the other skeleton dude's up here, and I thought, right, all I've got to do is knock him out, and then go down the ladder, and I can take out the necromancer. I thought maybe. So I tried to climb down the ladder, and I have been told in the comment section again, if I hold on to the dodge button, I can slide down the ladder. And I was trying to do that at this point, but it didn't work. And I thought, oh, I thought the dodge button was the B button on my Xbox controller, because it generally is. If I press the B button when I'm in combat and I'm not holding onto a shield, I will roll around. But it turns out what it was, I figured out that the ladder doesn't have any rails. It's just rungs against stone. I thought, oh, I can't slide down it because there's no rails. Some of the ladders I have climbed up and down recently have rails, but this one doesn't. So I thought, oh, it's probably that. You can't slide down that ladder if there's no rails. Just with the rungs. So I thought, oh, okay, never mind. So I ended up beating this dude again because he climbed back. I was like, shite, I need to get this guy and then go down and just climb down like a mofo and get this necromancer, because if I can get that necromancer on his own, then that would be a big help. So there he is. He's down there. He fires me. Yeah, there you go, see. Yeah, you're fired, the apprentice. And I think, no, kill him! Just slash him! Slash him! And he dies! I got him! I was so happy. I was like, yes! You did! So I take out this skeleton dude. I was like, yeah, you're going to die, Britch. And I was trying to stab him from behind. I don't think it worked in the end. I have actually stabbed from behind. But he's got an item. And I was like, what's that? And, oh, look. A skull lantern. Now, why is that important? Well, I was told in the comments that in order to fight the main boss of this area, you need a skull lantern. And what the skull lantern does, which I was trying to find, but I couldn't find it, but I didn't realise it was a weapon. But what the skull lantern does is if you equip it, it allows you to see in the Tomb of the Giants area. And I thought, oh, but I've already been in the Tomb of the Giants area. I thought, but it's all black. There's another area that's linked to the Tomb of the Giants. and you need the skull lantern to see the big boss, because I remember it'll be darkness unless you have the item. So I thought, oh, I've got it. Now, I was told that I have to get that item, the skull lantern, later on in the game, and it's probably the case, but by chance the necromancer dropped it. So I suddenly realised I can actually do the big boss fight. I didn't know if I was leveled up or not to do it, but I thought I could actually do it. So I was really chuffed. So I thought, oh, it's a weapon. So I had a look at the description. It's a skull lantern of the Catacombs necromancer, droops from his long beard locks. This lantern alights the tomb of the giants. Nito's light devouring domain of death also serves as a fire damage strike weapon. It alights the tomb of the giants. So there's another area I know from memory from watching an LP that the main boss of this area, he lives there in a different area, and you need that lantern to see him, otherwise you can't see him. I was like, oh, I've got it. I was really chuffed. I thought, I can do the main boss. I could finish this area off, you know. And I was really pleased with myself. I thought, oh, I've done it. I might be wrong still. Don't get me wrong. I might have flubbed this up, but I was really happy. So I just basically went exploring for a bit. You know, I thought, oh, I'm in this area. I've killed the necromancers. Big burly skeleton dudes there. I think I ended up taking them on in the end. I was like, ah, come on then, bro. You can't come back to life now. So I ended up having a bit of a Barney, as you can see. He does beat me up a bit, actually, because I was a bit careless. I was a bit reckless at this point, as you can see. But yeah, you know, he's all right. He you know, I've fought them before. I was like, yeah, I got this. But I do flub up a few times. But I don't die. I just, you know, make a few careless mistakes. But yeah, he's like, oh yeah, look at me. I can do the thing with the sword and the stomping and the whoop. But I was like, I stabbed you in the bollocks. Oh wait, you don't have any. Ha, you're dead. So you know, I was like, oh hooray. So I was really chuffed at this point. I was toying with the idea of what to do from now on, and I pretty much decided to go back to a bonfire and pretty much, you know, end things, as it were. Because I thought, well, there's no point really doing anything now, because I realised it'd been a long video, and I was really chuffed at this point. And I did do backstabs. You haven't seen the backstabs in this video because I've cut it out by accident, but I did do some backstabs, so don't worry, Oscar, I'd learnt to do the backstabs. I wasn't using them all the time, but I because you said, oh, you don't hold the shield button when you do it, I learnt to do it, so I was very pleased. At this point I nearly died, actually, and I did die, because there was quite a few skeletons here, and I kept getting archered to death. I don't know if I do die at this point or not. I might very well do. We'll see. Not that it really matters. Yeah, I did. I died. But I ended up going back to the bonfire, so I thought, oh, it doesn't really matter because I can explore this in the next video. But now it's given me the option now to think, right, I need to do the side boss fight, which I believe I can do, the pinwheel guy. I think I can do if you do it quick enough. And the main boss fight, because we've got the skull lantern, we can do it. So I was like, oh, this is brilliant. So I'm going to end the video here because there's not much more really to say. So yeah, so in the next video we might go ahead and do it, unless comments tell me not to do it. In which case, if you guys and girls don't want me to do it and you want me to carry on with the main story, I will. But if you want me to have a go at it, I shall. So yeah, so until then, can I say thank you very much for watching this. I apologise it was a post commentary video, it's just the way it was. But do take it easy, have a good one, hope you're all well, and next video will make it work. Till then, have a good one.